Hello and welcome back to Tsukihime. My name is Mimi Dennis, and last time Shiki woke up, did his normal thing, and went to school. He was trying to see if he can find CL and mend their relationship. But after seemingly not being able to find her and going to class and Arihiko being like, yeah, who's CL? He's just kind of like in this dead state until he gets to lunch. He drags himself to the cafeteria only to find her just there eating her curry udon or whatever it is. So he kind of like, he does exactly what he wanted to do. He mends their relationship by saying CL's CL. It doesn't matter if she's a monster. He still likes CL. And we decide to, you know, talk to her later after school. We go to the tea ceremony room and Noel's there. And, no, we dead. We're dead. Noel freaking kills us. So in another timeline, we actually talk to her right then and there after lunch. We have a lot of exposition. A lot about, like, her weapons. A lot about her outfit. And, you know, just about, like, other stuff as well, including basically how she feels about Arkwood. And now we went through all those choices, so we're ready to basically continue on. That last episode was really long because, oh god, there was so much to talk about. Hell, you can even see in the flowchart, there are 5 freaking subjects. But it was really funny, especially this one. Yes. Anyways, let's head into it. An agreement reached, we pass the rest of the day as we always do. Our teacups slowly empty as we talk about this and that. Our schoolwork, our interests, things going on around town. A blissful, mundane conversation, free of any mentions of vampires. The bell rings to announce the end of 5th period. I hadn't realized we've been here for so long. Time really does fly when you're having fun. You know, we did talk for a very long time. That would be about the time it would take for a period to pass.
さすがに6限まではサボれないですよね。
Man, what happens if you just like show up for one class, leave for another, and show up for the next? Do the teachers like actually rat you out on that? Or is it like Arihiko where it's just like, yeah, I'll just, whenever I feel like it, and the teacher's like, yeah, whatever. You do you. It's only a loss on your part or whatever. I ease myself up from the floor cushion. To save CL the trouble, I make to carry my cups to the kitchen, only to be assailed by a familiar sensation. Whoa, what's happening? My vision flickers. The world flattens into a lifeless image, crumpled up and tossed away into the depths of my brain. My arms go numb, my legs go numb. I feel myself topple over. Oh no, it's anemia! I fainted more times than I can count, but never gets any less sickening.
Tohno-kun, しっかり! 気分が悪いんですか?
You know, unironically, it is kind of like, I don't want to say a perfect timing, but not the worst timing to have anemia. A, you're by the person you want to be, and B, you already have an excuse for skipping class. CL catches me as I'm about to hit the floor, her panicked voice anchoring me to this side of consciousness.
すみません。ちょっとめまいが。でもいつもの貧血だから心配はいらないですよ。ちょっと休めば落ち着くから。
To the nurse's office I go!
心配します。そんな青い顔で強がらないでください。今体にいいお茶を用意しますから、そこに横になって。無理に動いちゃダメですからね。
CL heads to the kitchen area in a fluster. There's no point trying to act tough. I'll only worry her more. It'd feel wrong to lie down on the bare floor though, especially in front of CL. I sit against the wall instead. God damn it, these anemia attacks always happen so randomly. Taking the weight off my feet makes me feel a little better. I'm glad I didn't pass out. You were this close. As it is, I should be back to normal in no time. Ah, okay. I mean, I knew there were different levels, but I guess this time it was alright. I'm assuming 6th period has begun. The school bell rings on the other side of the wall. That must be the end of the 10-minute break.
6限目。始まっちゃいましたね。
Okay. I didn't notice CL sit down next to me, but there she is. She looks me over like a concerned doctor.
ジンジャーミルクティーにたっぷり蜂蜜を入れてみました。
No Concord here. Here you are, ginger milk. Oh, ginger milk tea.
湯飲みなのはご愛嬌ということで流してください。
ありがとうございます。
I take the cup. It's hot to the touch. Regretting not asking her for a glass of cold water instead, I lift it to my lips. Oh, it's hot! It's really hot! Okay, never mind.
先輩これすごい。 一口で目が覚めた。
It's also really good.
はい。お父さん直伝の配合ですから、元気のない時はこれで一発です。
Wait, by your father, do you mean your actual father, or like the father you made up? The one who owns a bakery, or like your father as in like the priest father, or you know, well, I don't know. She's beaming so proudly you think it was her own invention. The sharpness of the ginger perfectly complements the smoothness of the milk and the sweetness of honey. If she's talking about her father, she already knows that like we're in the know of all this vampire stuff and church stuff, so she doesn't really need to hide stuff from us anymore. At least no need to hide secret church stuff and maybe stuff about her personal life. I mean, unless you know she doesn't want to share it, but it's like the fact that she's opening up about her father makes me think that we might actually get some more backstory about CL other than like the church stuff. Before I know it, my cup is empty and I feel just as drained. Although it's more like overexertion than sleepiness. Come to think of it, I've been wound up tight since I got up this morning. The sudden release of tension after making up with CL must be what brought on my attack. And now, with this warm tea taking the edge off, I'm succumbing to exhaustion.
先輩としてあるまじき提案ですが、観念して放課後までここにいましょう。単位足りているんでしょ？
まあ、なんとか。
Kind of.
アリヒコほどギリギリで生きてはいませんし。
If it gets as bad as Arihiko, I'll just retake the grade with him.
トーナ君にそう言われるとは、乾君は大人物ですね。ちょっと羨ましいです。
CL goes quiet, trying to spare me the effort of conversation. She wordlessly sips her tea by my side, ready to help at a moment's notice if my condition worsens. Time passes in silence, but there's no awkwardness in between us. Only warmth. As the two of us savor the simple pleasure of one another's presence, 6th period gently come to an end.
ところでトーノ君、
Hey, by the way,
暇なのでしりとりしましょうか。
motherfucker! God damn it! No! Oh man, is this the route where I think it is? We learn about Shiki's mortal enemy, the game of Shiritori, because he hates the disconnect between the words. I forgot exactly where we had that. I think it was here, but yeah, it was making Shiki Tohno cry, but it was definitely something I did in this time period.
しないよ。
Hell no. Way to ruin the mood. Where'd that come from?
そもそもなんでしりとり。先輩、俺の泣き顔見たいんですか？
見たいです。
Yes.
トーノ君、人のことばっかりで自分のことで泣きそうにないですから。
Oh man, she's so sadistic. Ah. I was on the verge of tears less than an hour ago.
そんな顔で言われたら余計に嫌です。しりとりは絶対にしませんから。暇ならさっきのお茶のおかわりください。
それは残念。では、いつかトーノ君の隙をつくことを夢見て、ジンジャーミルクティーの2杯目を入れてきますね。
I'll make you cry one of these days. I'll make you cry. Is it you already almost did, man?
まったく、変なところで子供っぽいというか、意地悪というか。
I heave a sigh to the heavens and close my eyes. It is kind of weird that like a word game is his mortal enemy. Well, I can't complain too much. I'm glad to see that CL can joke around as much as anyone else.
トーノ君、眠っちゃったんですか？
Oh man, these like gaps in between the lines now are kind of slow, but I do kind of get it. They're kind of giving us a moment to, I don't want to say relax, but to think. Because Shiki right now, he is letting time just pass, you know?
ちょっとクールダウンしてるだけです。
And, you know, I guess those little pauses kind of show that.
そうでしたか。では、私にお気遣いなく、そのままで。
No argument there. I shift my weight and stretch out a little bit more. My back slides down the wall and I thump to the floor. Go to sleep. About 10 minutes pass. As I hover on the edge of sleep, I ask her a second time.
それで、どうしてしりとりなんですか？
遠野くんに弱音を言ってほしかったんです。ずっと無理しているように見えたから。
I want you to have that other face, the galaxy brain one.
今だってそうでしょ？本当は疲れ切っているのに気を休められない。あなたは眠ってしまうのが怖いんです。
I'll have you cry yourself to sleep.
多分7年も昔から。目を閉じてしまえば目覚める保証がないと分かっているから。
In my heart, I feel myself agree. I've never told anyone, and I've tried my hardest not to let it show, but she hit the nail on the head. I'll happily admit I'm afraid of vampires, of battle, of having to fight for my life. But those are fleeting terrors. My greatest fear lurks in the everyday. The fear that my allotted time might run out before tomorrow. And in the moments before sleep, when I stare into the abyss, the feeling is truly agonizing.
そんなことはないですよ。今は健康で、貧血だってたまにしかないんですから。怖いものなんて吸血鬼ぐらいです。
It's because he's sick and he doesn't know when his last day might when it might be his last day, because if he goes to sleep he might not wake up. That's really sad to think about, but if you have an illness, I feel like, and if you pass out as much as Shiki, I feel like it's understandable to have that concern. But I can't ever give voice to it. That fear comes with all kinds of jealousy and hate, so I have to keep it locked up tight. Jealousy of other people and hate the fact that he's the unlucky one, or the fact that other people don't appreciate what they have. Because whatever else may be true, right now, I'm alive. I want to be able to look at the world, even if only through these eyes, and see my life for the miracle that it is.
そうですか。遠野くんがそういうのならそういうことにしておきます。そうでした。ごめんなさい。バカなことを言ってしまって。私が憧れたのはあなたのそういう強さでした。
I feel warmth against my forehead. Ciel is pressing her hand to it, checking my temperature.
だから私が力になります。
先輩？
あなたがもしその恐怖に耐えられなくなったら、私が力になります。私には何もできないけど、手を握るくらいはできますから。
Hand holding, so lewd. It's so bright. I can't sleep like this. The light is so bright, I have to squint. As a great weight lifts off my chest. From my chest, I finally realize something. I want Ciel to be happy. It isn't the breathless infatuation I feel for Arquid, but something closer to gratitude and an actual bond, a real, earnest desire to see her lead a joyful life. I wonder if that's even possible, as like a church executor.
それじゃあ、もしそういう時が来たら、先輩を頼ります。
But I can't tell her that, so instead, I put on my brave face back on and smile. Hauling myself upright, I take a sip of tea. Sadly, it's gone lukewarm.
ところで先輩、さっきの仕返しですけど。
I feel better now. It's time for revenge.
はい？
先輩って一体どういう人なんでしょうか？考えてみたら、俺はシエル先輩のことを何も知らない。これまで何をしていたのかとか、どうして吸血鬼と戦うことになったのかとか、そういうの教えてください。
私のことですか？
Yes, the CL lore, let's go!
そんなの話してもつまらないというか、本当にがっかりさせてしまうので話したくないというか。
Bullshit, you've killed at least 3 ancestors.
いいんです。話せる範囲で話してください。
Tell me, CL.
そうじゃないと、自分を抑えられる自信がありません。
Tell me you don't have a choice.
そうですか。話せる範囲でいいならしますけど、せっかくの時間がつまらないものになっちゃいますよ。
No problem, I shrug. I want to know more about her, even if that means getting into some heavy topics.
とは言っても、本当に大したことはないんです。私はフランスのある地方都市の生まれで、お父さんはパン職人で、お母さんは日本人で。
Okay, so that does check out so far. She did act, so what she said about her father running a bakery and like trying to teach her the stuff, all that is true. Her mother is Japanese, so the half Japanese part is also true. Yeah, she's gonna be that girl.
12歳の時に教会に入って、あとはずっと使徒を討伐する仕事をしていました。それと、今回みたいに学校に潜入調査するのは初めてです。
Oh,
勝
12
手が
years
違う
old?
ので最初は戸惑いました。
今回が初めて。そうですよね。吸血鬼を相手にするんだから、普通学校に用はありませんよね。
Huh. Now that I think about it, this is kind of strange.
そうですね。今回は特殊なケースでした。あとは代行者になった理由ですが、これは私にその才能があったからです。せっかくの死なない体を使わないのはもったいないですから。
So how does your immortality work? We saw that it like, whatchamacallit, sucked all the blood back. Is it like if all the parts are there, you can take it back? Or is it like a time reversal thing? Or like, for example, someone chops off your arm and like takes it like 50 miles south. Do you regenerate an arm? Or does it like magnetize back to your body? Or I don't know.
死なない体が才能？まあそう言えなくもないけど、先輩生まれつきそういう体だったんですか？
いいえ、遠野くんと同じです。私も生まれつきこういう体をしていたわけではありません。一度死にかけて、いえ、一度死んで、そこから生き返った人間なんです。なんか、そうしたら生き返るのが癖になっちゃいまして。
Oh, interesting. I know Arkwood said that she killed CL once, which, you know, would also support the fact that she was that girl that Roa took over because we saw Arkwood approach her. Huh. Why is she immortal? I thought she died. CL smiles wryly. She's like, wait, you what? I guess she meant that as a joke, but I'm not laughing.
何ですかそれ。一度死んだって、もしかしてそれは。
はい。吸血鬼に殺されたんです。でもご存知の通り、私は何があっても元通りになる体質だったので、なんとか生き返れたんですよ。
She pulled out the I lived bitch.
生き返れたって。普通死んだら生き返れないというか。
ですから、私は普通じゃなかったんです。それは遠野くんも見たでしょ？
I do remember Roa saying that CL had a lot of natural talent for something, which is why he didn't regret being reborn into a family that had more wealth. Maybe that has something to do with the natural talent, or maybe would Roa be part of the immortality? It wouldn't make sense because he was driven out of her body after she died. She's right. I have. If her battle with Lo was all I'd seen, I could have pretended otherwise. But what she showed me last night was indisputably unnatural, even more so than my eyes.
でも先輩は先輩です。普通じゃなくてもいいです。俺は今の先輩が大好きです。
I love you.
それはお昼にも伺いました。でもちょっとわかりません。こんな体、気味が悪いだけだと思います。私、遠野くんを怖がらせてばかりだと思ってました。
Wait, just confirming. So she said that she joined the church at 12 years old. And I think, didn't Noel say that she was, CL was working there for like over a decade? I think she said something like that. So CL's like 20 something years old.
ですね。そんなの何度も言ってるでしょ。異性として先輩が魅力的なのは言うまでもないし、吸血鬼と戦う先輩はかっこいいです。俺は今でも ブローブと戦う先輩が忘れられない。
I'm gonna assume her immortality is something similar to like a timestamp or a time reversal kind of thing, where her body reverts back to a previous state, because I believe that Noel said that she hasn't aged in like 5 years, which means that her body probably, her aging paused at one point, and maybe that's like the quote-unquote save state for whenever she needs to regenerate.
あの地獄みたいな状況で先輩はみんなを守るために戦ってくれた。怖がるなんてとんでもない。俺はあの勇敢さに今まで何度も励まされたんですから。
Incredibly cool isn't what I mean, but what I really want to tell her is how much I look up to her, how deeply I respect her. But I don't want to come on too strong, so this is my compromise.
遠野くん、それは違いますよ。私は勇敢なんかじゃありません。死への恐怖がないだけなんです。だって私は死にませんから。あの時だって恐怖なんてかけらもなかった。私はただ鈍感なだけなんです。本当に勇気を持つ人間とは死に怯えながらも戦える人のことです。私にその勇気はありません。だって死にませんから。私が普通ではないのはこの精神性です。死への恐怖に関してだけ言えば、私は吸血鬼以上の化け物でしょう。
Meanwhile, Shiki is very sensitive to death. Huh. This is off a tangent, but this line where she says I'm not brave because I'm not afraid of dying, and like how she views herself kind of reminds me of, I think there was a novel slash manga slash anime called, what was it called? The Faraway Paladin. And I remember the main character, who was raised by these legendary heroes, kept getting praised for being like a hero, for being brave, for taking on these challenges that a lot of people can't do. But then he kind of says kind of the same thing as CL. He's like, I was kind of raised to be this strong, and I didn't really have that much to fear until now. And it's more the people who are actually like brave are the people who can face them, instead of me. I'm just born different. I was born strong, but that doesn't mean that I was able to conquer whatever fears I have. I thought that was always a pretty interesting line, and I don't know if this if Tsukihime has anything to do with that, since that story was pretty much based off of like tabletop RPGs, but it is an interesting way of thinking.
化け物って先輩。
いいです。事実ですから。私は死なないから何も怖くない。何をやっても生き返るから、どんなにひどいことをされても、どんなひどいことをしても、何も怖いとは思えない。
Like, the reason why I keep questioning her immortality is because I want to know how much danger she actually was in when fighting Vlove, because, I mean, sure, the town was in danger and she was trying her best to protect the town, but was she ever in any danger of dying? I guess she was in danger of being frozen over, and immortality doesn't really help that because you'll just live on forever in ice. But I don't really know whether or not she would have died. It seemed like she was gonna die, but that's only because Shiki didn't know about her immortality, and we didn't really understand it. We're in Shiki's POV.
私はそういう人間なんです。そこはちゃんと理解していてくださいね。
CL's smile never falters for a second. It's hard to tell how much of what she's saying is sincere and how much of it is self-deprecation. Still, there's something that nags at me.
でも、傷を負えば痛いじゃないですか。生き返るから怖くないとしても、痛みはあるでしょう。
Trust me, when I die, it frickin' hurts! And then I reload a save.
ならやっぱり先輩は。
そんなの、痒かったり嫌だったりするだけです。蘇生が約束されている私に恐怖はありません。ただ痛いだけなら、誰にだって耐えられるでしょ。
Right. Another thing to consider about immortality is that, like, we were really under the assumption that Arkwood was going to kill her last night. But I guess it's also kind of confirmed that Arkwood can't kill her because she's already tried before, but she doesn't die.
そう。誰だって私と同じ体だったのなら、同じことができたんです。
This is really self-deprecating because even despite what she's saying, I don't think it's true. It's like saying, oh, if you have mystic eyes, you can kill anything you want, which you know is true, but the average person would go crazy from using them. Same thing about immortality. If you keep dying that way and keep getting keep getting tortured by that kind of pain, people are gonna go crazy. You're just gonna be a crazy immortal instead of someone, like CL.
昔、私はこの体になるきっかけで罪を犯しました。
Your sins.
多くの間違いを犯して、多くの人命を見殺しにした。
Slurp slurp.
その後、私に課せられたのは、犠牲になった人々の数と同じだけの処罰でした。私はそれを耐えたことで罪を許され、代行者に選ばれた。聖人に匹敵する忍耐だ、なんて、司祭様に褒められたりもしました。
I wonder if that was Mario's brother, the one that she was mentioned when talking to him before. Because I remember Mario really hated him, but she was like, I spoke to your brother before.
でも、そんなのは違うんです。私は全然強くない。
So one punishment for every death that she caused, and she was in like a village, so that's got to be like a good, decent amount. That's a lot of punishment.
単に死なない体だから、体が強いから罰に耐えられただけ。普通の体だったなら、きっと一日で投げ出していたんです。
With that, CL falls silent. As much as it pains me to leave the conversation on that note, I know that nothing more I could say would serve as an adequate response. It's only pain. Anyone can bear that. And yet, those words will lodge in my brain like a splinter. I do kind of wonder if Shiki has made like the connection between CL's story and his dreams, because, as the player, we kind of know a little bit more information, but Shiki has actually seen those moments via his dreams. The setting sun bathes the club room in scarlet. CL and I stayed here until the end of the school day.
では、今日から私と遠野くんはチームですね。
Partners in
二人で
crime,
事件を解決しましょう。
cleaning up the city and cutting school.
一旦お家に戻りますか？死者の探索は夜になってからの方が効率的ですし。
Oh, this is interesting because Arco doesn't want to work with us anymore. she's really jealous of CL, and now CL's accepted us, and now we're gonna work with her. Cool. CL turns to me as she clears away the teacups. Her suggestion makes sense, but I'm surprised to hear it coming from her.
本当に俺でいいですか？
Oh, fuck. It just occurred to me. So, like, last episode, Shiki came to the club room after school and got freaking bonked by Noel. And guess what time it is? It's after school. CL normally would have, I think, gone to meet Mario, according to the Teach Me CL sensei. But she didn't do that this time because she was keeping us company. So, yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen.
もちろんです。協力してくれると言ったのは遠野くんの方じゃないですか。
We're a team!
遠野くんを一人にするのも危険だし、私がつきっきりで監督させてもらいます。
I need someone to carry me home whenever I get died. Sorry, that didn't make any grammatical sense. I was jumping between thoughts. I was like, I think there were times when Arkwood brought Shiki home, like after the fight with Love, but then my thought process went to when Shiki died and CL brought him home. So I mixed up those two thoughts and then made a very incorrect sentence.
これでも先輩ですから、やるとなったら、吸血鬼探しのイロハをたっぷり教え込んであげましょう。
CL puffs out her chest with pride. Her enthusiasm is infectious. But just as I catch it...
とは言っても、死者の数は減ってきているので、イロハを教え込む前に終わってしまいそうですけど、この分ならあと1週間といったところでしょうか。
1週間ですか？
Only a week left
本当に
more of
そんなに早く？
vampires.
ええ、経験則から言ってそれぐらいです。遠野くんさえ望むなら、 もう1日2日程度の短縮はできますが。
We could work a little bit slower. 1 week. Ark would never mention how long this vampire business would last. In that vacuum, it was easy to imagine it continuing indefinitely. For it to be over in 1 week seems surreal.
遠野くん、どうしました？浮かない顔をして。もしや今日中に解決しろなんてことは言いませんよね。
End of the day, more like end of the decade.
そんな無茶は言いません。隠れている死者を見つけ出すのは地道な調査だって知ってますから。
But now we have the church's info network.
ただ町に潜む吸血鬼を全部殺したら先輩の仕事も終わってしまいます。そうしたら先輩は。
I look away. I'd hoped I'd never have to think about how that sentence ends. Even though I knew my time with CL couldn't last forever, it'd be painful. It's painful to be staring at the truth in the face, unbearably so.
先輩はすぐに次の町に行ってしまうんですか？
Perhaps that's what pushes me to speak those faithful words.
何を言っているんですか、遠野くん
What
は。
do you mean? I still need to graduate.
死者を一掃したところで仕事は終わりませんよ。私はロアを倒すまでこの町に残ります。元凶を残したまま職務放棄はできませんからね。
Until she kills Roa. So does CL know that Roa is dead? And does she have any inkling that we might be turning into Roa? What? Cold realization crashes over me as I comprehend her words. So from Shiki's POV, Roa's already dead. He knows that Ark would killed her, but he doesn't know whether or not CL knows. I can't go anywhere until I kill Roa.
ちょっと待ってくれ先輩。そのロアってやつもういないんだろ？
はい。
いや、だってアルクエイドのやつロアはもうやっつけたって言ってましたよ。
Oh, she's like, oh, Mario, you son of a bitch. The room freezes. CL's eyes stab into mine. Her glare hardens from astonishment to animosity. In all the time I've known her, I've never seen her so shocked. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen this before. And in the end, that's what makes me realize that I've just killed my last, most desperate hope with my own 2 hands.
先輩、ロアはもう死んでいます。それは確かなことだと俺も思います。
アルクエイドの発言は信じられません。
Yeah, fuck her.
あいつが嘘を言っていると？
いえ、彼女にそんな気の利いた真似はできないでしょう。
I can't trust her, but she doesn't lie.
この目で見るまでは信じられないという意味です。遠野くん、彼女は他に何か言っていましたか？
他には。ああ、そうだ。ロアの棺は学校の地下にあったなんてふざけたことを言って。先輩
We're going. Where'd you go?
確かめに行きます。遠野くんはここに残っていてください。
CL puts a hand on the door. Tragic resolve weighs heavy on her shoulders. I can't just stand here and watch her go. I have to make a choice. I can't let her go alone. I'll get her away. Should we tell Miss Noel about this? Okay, so we have 3 choices. Should we tell Miss Noel about this?
待った先輩。ノエル先生には知らせないんですか？
She's your partner, right? You didn't fire her, right? Even as the question leaves my mouth, I wonder why I asked it. Maybe the thought of CL going at it alone has me concerned. Or maybe I think it's only fair to keep Miss Noel in the loop.
そうでしたね。
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
すみません。あまりのことで動転してしまって。すぐ彼女にも通達を。
CL pulls out her phone and dials a number. Nothing. Miss Noel doesn't pick up, nor does she reply to CL's text.
何をしているんです、シスターノエル。
She was supposed to be in this room, trying to kill me. I've never seen CL look so flustered. All the more reason I can't let her go alone.
先輩、俺も行きます。協力していいって言ったばかりでしょ。
Ciel stops in her tracks. Either she lets me join her or she effectively ends our partnership. I'd expected her to mull over this for a few seconds, but she makes a decision instantly. Alright,
無
let's
駄な
go!
所感は挟まず、冷静な判断を保てると誓いますか？
No!
誓います。先輩の邪魔はしません。
いいでしょう。同行してください、遠野くん。あなたが私の指示に従う限り、安全は保証します。
I gulp as I nod. That wasn't a request. Follow my orders and I'll keep you safe. The conditional nature of this promise isn't lost on me. If I obey her, she'll do everything in her power to protect me, but if I don't, she'll cut me off without a second thought. You know, it kind of sounds like what Arkwood would do. They have so much in common. It might seem cold-hearted on the face of it, but I don't take it that way. She's just trying to impress upon me the danger we're walking into. Into the basement we go. What kind of hidden secrets are lurking underneath the school? Alright, I think that's probably where we lead into another section. Yeah. Alright, this time I'll only get in her way. I'll just stay here. I better do as she says. Even if Ro is dead like Arkwood said, there's no telling what kind of danger still lurks in his lair. It's probably full of traps to ensnare intruders while he slept. An amateur vampire hunter tagging along would only get in Ciel's way. I feel like by now Shiki would not be thinking this.
わかりました。ここで待っていていいですか？
もちろん。でも、1時間経っても戻ってこなかったら、町の方に出ていてください。前に食事をしたお店を覚えていますか？あそこで合流しましょう。
Ciel darts out of the door before I can reply. Huh, this is a little bit different. I have a suspicion of what might happen, but I will check the flowchart after this. So this is completely different because we actually decided to stay. So I believe we will not be on a different event. We'll still be on the same one. Yeah, I knew it! I was like, Ciel's no longer here and we were supposed to meet someone else. Okay, yeah. It's almost been an hour. Ciel still hasn't come back. Given her abilities, I can't imagine she's in danger, but it's hard not to fear the worst. What if there were zombies left in Roa's lair? She'd be just fine. Without me weighing her down, she could take on 100 zombies with ease. What if she ran into Arkwood? That'd be trouble, but still manageable. It wouldn't turn into a repeat of last night, not while the sun is still up. What if in the subterranean darkness of Roa's coffin, she stumbles upon an unthinkable truth? Subterranean coffin?
なんだよ、物証って。
Yeah, that was weird wording. Is that wording that Roa used in his memories? I don't remember. I laughed to stave off my unease. Anyway, it is time to move. Ciel probably waiting for me at the Messian already. Just then, I hear the club room door slide open.
先輩?
I poke my head out from the tatami room. Huh? Are? There's no one there. The door is closed.
隣の教室からの音だったのかな?
Nope. You're about to get bonked.
クソ虫見つけた。
Yeah. Bonk. Oh, we're dead again. The floor shudders. A great earthquake rocks the earth, as though the entire world is falling apart. Oh wow, that was real quick. Is this gonna be similar? Oh, this part is actually exactly the same. Oh, I see. Are we going to get Teach Me CL Sensei number 15 again? You know what? I'm actually gonna check this out because there's something I want to reevaluate, which was the too honest part. So here,
B 単独で下水道に向かった代行者シエルはロアの状態を知り、塔の邸に捜索に向かった。
Oh, I get it. Okay. So when they said under the school, I always just assumed that it was a basement, like the basement floor. I didn't realize that it went even lower, which was into the sewers. So, that would make sense because sometimes when we see Roa moments, we see like the coffin and everything, but it's all like very blue around him. I guess that was in the sewers. Ah, okay. And basically after that, CL went to the Tohno mansion. Oh, okay. So
A の
yeah,
方は
okay.
午後に昇
If we
B の方
re-examine
は
this
言わず
part,
もがなです。遠野くんの遠慮が悪い結果を招いてしまった。
so here, as for B, the less said, the better. Tohno's over politeness brought about this bad end. What was the politeness? Was it, I'll let you, it's weird to say I'll let you go alone as politeness, you know? Huh. Yeah, or maybe it was, I don't know, something to do with Noel? But yeah,
なの
that
で、この日は積極的に行動しましょう。
be a little bit more
何があっ
direct.
ても作動室です。
Okay. Either way, I'm glad I had that answered because I was like, they make it seem like there are two different ways to get this ending, but I don't know. But now we got the answer. All right, I'll see you back at the choice.
やめろよ、目が笑ってにゃいよ。どんだけやばいんだよ、あの屋敷。
Oh, the last line has it paused at the last line just so we remember there's something weird happening in the mansion. Whew. Alrighty, I can't let her go alone. I'll join her. I can't let her go alone, especially in her current rattled state. Besides, while I'm not as seasoned as her, this wouldn't be my first excursion into a vampire's den.
待った、俺も行きます。協力していいって言ったばかりでしょ、
This
先輩。
part's similar to basically after the calling Noel and her not answering part. She'll be like, okay, but you have to listen to all my stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, okay. Time to go. CL leads me to an unremarkable city street, the kind many of my peers might take to school. A concrete waterway. Yeah, here, this is when we get to the sewer.
先輩、
I
下
missed
水道に
it.
入っていくんですか？
A concrete waterway wends its way between the residential buildings. Alright, yeah, we're going to
そうですよ
sewers.
あの横穴から中に入ります。日本の下水路は近代化されていますから、水路に落ちなければ濡れることもありません。
Oh yeah, CL has experience with staking out in sewers.
ただし、背後や側面に気をつけて。中は明かりがありませんから、目より耳に気を配ってください。
CL descends from the bridge to the waterway. If I stand here dithering for too long, she's going to leave me behind. I take a deep breath, hop the fence, and climb down the wall-mounted ladder to join her on the walkway.
まだ太陽は昇っていますが、中に入れば日差しも届きませんし、時間も経過するでしょう。
True, they'll be underground, so the sun doesn't actually matter that much.
あなたは後ろから離れないように、異常を感じたらすぐに私の背中を叩くか声で知らせてください。
I'm just imagining in this ending, Noel's like, where the fuck is he? Ah!
はい。それより先輩、武器は？俺はナイフがありますけど。
心配には及びません。国権は必要数常備しています。今回はあくまで調査ですから、ロアの棺を発見次第撤退して準備を整えます。内部で明かりは使わないので、そのつもりで。
そっか、吸血鬼に気づかれるもんな。携帯の明かりもダメですよね。でもそれだとどうやって中を調べるんですか？
That's why you're following me. I have night vision. I still haven't gotten the answer of whether or not Shiki technically has like a version of night vision if he can, in the dark, if he takes off his glasses, you know, he can see lines. And they're
暗視
usually
程
kind
度
of
なら
glowing.
私でも使えますから心配は不要です。水路内は私が先導しますから、先ほど言ったようにと、あなたは手を握っていてください。
Yes! She offers me her hand and I take it. Without tightly, she squeezes my fingers. She must be more nervous than she's letting on.
行きます。ここからだと学校下付近の水路までは20分ほどでしょう。その間、余計な気は起こさないように。
I'm guessing what she means is, try not to lose your nerve. Understood, I nod. Because let's go! Alright. With our hands firmly clasped together, we step into total darkness. Oh, ew, the sewers! The interior of the sewer looks nothing like I expected. The passage is about 2 meters wide. Each wall is lined with a walkway large enough for one person, making it for easy traversal. And though the stench of raw sewage is certainly noticeable, it's not overpowering. Every so often I feel an unpleasant squelching underfoot. But that's as bad as it gets. I haven't even spotted any rats. Ciel was right. The sewer of the modern city are well maintained as any other public facility. They're a far cry from Vlov's catacombs. But it's not the question of hygiene that makes me uneasy. It's the constant trickle of water, the echoing of our footsteps, the unrelenting darkness. 20 minutes to the school, Ciel said. For now, at least, I only hear 2 pairs of feet. Ciel's pace seems slower than usual, probably out of consideration for me. I follow along silently. Those 20 minutes have to have passed by now. Still no change in our surroundings. Still no sign from Ciel. I understand that their footsteps would echo, but I mean, they're trying not to alert other potential vampires there. Wouldn't that alert other vampires there, even if we don't have a light or anything? I unconsciously squeeze her hand tighter.
止まって。今明かりをつけます。
Ciel withdraws her hand from mine, and a pen light flickers to life. It illuminates the ragged hole torn into the wall and a portion of empty space beyond.
これは
アルクエイドの仕業ですね。こんなところでこんなことをするのはあの考えなしだけでしょ。
Well, you are technically right.
なるほど。
Even Shiki's like, yeah. I find myself nodding. This is probably as close as Arku gets to a surgical strike.
これ奥に部屋があるんですか？
そのようですね。下水地図にはこんな場所に部屋はありませんでしたが、罠はありませんね。中に入ります。足元に気をつけて。
Apparently, she can tell if it's safe even from this distance. We make our way over to the pulverized concrete and head into the makeshift tunnel. Yeah, this might be the room where he saw his coffin. It leads to a small cavern. A faint shaft of light floats down from the ceiling, falling on a paved floor and walls of hewn stone? The sight feels familiar. Reminds him of that altar. I've seen it before, at the heart of Vlov's catacombs. Which means... Aha! There it is! In the center of the cavern, where the light meets the floor, sits a 2-meter-long structure. A stone coffin, with its shattered lid knocked askew. Wait... Why is she so shocked? Ciel walks up to the coffin. I follow behind her, close enough to peek into it. Oh, it's just as I expected. There's a body inside. Oh, that's why. Okay. Oh, okay. So in the sewers, she actually finds this body, which I believe she'll probably find out belongs to Shiki Tohno, but the other Tohno, or at least maybe this vampire will have signs of Shiki Tohno or some kind of Tohno mansion stuff, because apparently he's, you know, from there. And that's why in the Teach Me CL Sensei, she ends up going there instead of going back to the school. Or to be more accurate, a collection of splintered bones that may have once resembled a body. The only thing I can make out of it is a shattered ribcage. The heart held within it must have been ripped out in a single blow. We're standing in Roa's final resting place, where Arkwood destroyed the rotten core of Soya's supernatural underbelly.
そんなことは。
先輩？
This isn't how I imagined she would react. Does it really matter how Roa died? She should be happy he's dead, not trembling like a child trapped in a nightmare.
どうしたんですか？そんな怖い顔して。ロアってやつはもういないんでしょ。ならこれで万事解決じゃないですか。
It's a catastrophe as far as I'm concerned, since CL no longer has a reason to stay in Soya, but objectively speaking, it's the best case scenario. And yet, CL's so shaking that she has to steady herself against the coffin.
違うんです。ロアが死んでいる状況は間違っている。これじゃ道理に合わない。
Oh right, she actually knew a lot about the Tohnos. Even more than Shiki. When she was carrying Shiki back to the Tohno mansion, she was like, Akiha will do something about this, because she can. So she actually might know,
転
yeah.
生体が死亡すれば、ロアは次の転生先に移動する。彼を通常の手段で殺しきることはできません。でも、それでも一時的に痕跡は消えるんです。
It should erase every trace of his influence. So what is left of the body should just be Shiki Tohno instead of Roa Tohno.
その町を汚染しているロアの転生体さえ消してしまえば、少なくとも町に根付いた下級の使徒は全滅する。
Oh. So what does that mean? The fact that there are still people around means that Roa's not completely dead? So Roa's... Is that what she's saying?
もしこれが本当にロアの遺体なら、この町に死者が残っているはずがないんです。
I think back to when Arco had explained the dead apostles' ranks. One thing in particular jumps out at me. Dead apostles of rank 3 and below, collectively referred to as the dead, revert to ordinary corpses upon the death of their sire.
でもそれは下級の使徒だけの話でしょ。3階艇より上の吸血鬼ならロアがいなくなっても自分の意志で行動するって。
Oh, Noel has been killing like rank 1s. They shouldn't be alive, but they are. Oh crap! That didn't even occur to me. That should have hit me when she said she was killing out weaklings. I completely forgot about the rank 1 to 3, above rank 3 surviving. Yeah. Sure, we found some vampires in that underground garage, but they were at least rank 4. I don't see cause for alarm.
ニュースはありましたか？テレビでもネットでもいい。ここ数日で身元不明の遺体を発見したというニュースはありましたか？
Oh, right, yeah. If a whole bunch of people just died, it would probably make the news.
ロア、親である使徒が消滅したのなら、その時点で隠蔽されていた事件が明るみになる。使徒討伐において、町がまだ平穏であること、それ自体が何も解決していない証拠なんです。
じゃあそこにあるロアの遺体は偽物で、ロアのやつは。
そう。使徒ロアはまだこの町にいる。
Oh, that's Noel. And she knows that Shiki.
いいえ。初めからずっと同じ体にいたんじゃないかしら。ねえ、そう思わない？当の四季くん。
A sing-song voice echoes through the cavern. Hi, Noel. Can you not kill me this time? I wheel around to see Miss Noel standing at the entranceway, dressed in her nun habit.
四季くんを尾行していたら、とんでもない場所に案内してもらっちゃった。それがロアの棺？今の話じゃ、もう何の意味もないゴミ箱みたいだけど。
Okay, actually, hear me out. I'm actually very curious about some really minor thing. I want to see what happens if we contact Noel here, because here we didn't even consider it. I end up choosing the option of I can't let her go alone. But I'm wondering if we get extra dialogue, if we are like, wait, I called you before, why didn't you say something? So I'm actually gonna go back and change that option because I feel like it would be more interesting. Okay, we've met up with Noel again, and nope, we did not get anything. Okay, her halberd in hand, she steps into the chamber. The look on her face sets my every nerve on edge. This isn't the woman I come to know as my teacher. All I can think about is a gruesome spectacle at the abandoned factory. Her forced smile, her naked bloodlust, her, lascivious stare. I'm gonna be honest, I've never seen that word before. Searching for the slightest opportunity to put her weapon to use. And this time, all of it is trained on me. Inside my sleeve, I ease my knife into my grip. I stand on the ball of my feet, ready to react if she attacks. She looks on with amusement.
でもさすがシエルさんね。こんな逃げ場のない場所に標的をおびき出すなんて相変わらず手際がいいわ。
Is she luring Shiki or Noel?
ほら、早く始めましょう。入り口は私が押さえておくから、あなたはそこの吸血鬼を殺してあげて。
Ciel seems to deflate. Slowly, she turns to look at me. Her eyes are filled with a mixture of pity and remorse. My mind goes blank. I don't understand. I don't think I can even if I tried. The two executors appear to have come to a realization I'm not privy to. He's Roa now.
まだ分かってないの？それとも分かってない演技？まあどっちでもいいんだけど、物証も取れたし、今なら審査もやってこないし、ようやく年貢の納め時よね。
Can you explain it to me at least?
こんな結果になっちゃったのは残念だけど、ま、8割方分かっていたことだから悲しくもないか。
Come on, I thought I was your favorite student even though you killed me twice.
それじゃバイバイ。あなたの悪運もここまでよ、吸血鬼。
何？
What the hell is she talking about? I have no idea what's going on. I feel the strength fading from my legs. My fingers tremble so violently I almost drop my knife.
シエル先輩。
My whisper sounds like a sinner begging for clemency. But Ciel refuses to meet my gaze. Almost as though she's siding with Noel and her insane delusions.
あのさ、いつまでも被害者面しないでもらえないかな。
I mean, speaking in Shiki's POV, I have no idea what the fuck is happening.
この付近でロアの転生先に該当する家柄は遠野家だけ。その遠野家には長男と長女がいたけど、次の転生先は男子であることだけは分かってた。だから必然、君が今代のロアなわけ。
Yeah, Noel did say that, or did say that in the other route as well. And she did try to attack us.
こんなこと、いちいち言わなきゃ分からない。
バカなことは言わないでくれ。
She didn't actually say that part out loud. Wait, actually, I want to go back here to see if I can get her to say it.
いちいち言わなきゃ分からない。
Okay, so she doesn't actually say it.
俺は吸血鬼なんかじゃないし、ロアなんてやつも知らない。
Sheer indignation breaks me out of paralysis. I mean, none of that even makes any sense. All I've done is try to rid the city of vampires. How can she think I'm one of them?
あれ？もしかして本当に気づいてなかった？シキ君たらそこまで見事にシエルさんと同じなわけ？あっちゃー、これはちょっと悪いことしちゃったな。
Almost feel bad. Almost. The woman in the habit lowers her eyes and presses a hand to her mouth. Her shoulders start to tremble. She's holding her breath, struggling to fight something back. Sheer sadism, no! A ghastly sound escapes through her fingers. Unable to contain herself any longer, she lets her hand fall and looks at me with madness in her eyes. Damn. Sorry. Like the effect in the background made it look like it was raining. I'm like, she made it rain indoors. How powerful.
最高！それでこそロアの生まれ変わりよね。
Oh shit. Okay. Well, we've absolutely lost her. Oh god.
最後まで自分が無実だなんて思い込んでるとか、無様すぎてワクワクしちゃう。
笑うな。何がおかしいんだ、あんた。
I mean, in the other route, when they tried to make that assumption, they were super wrong. I glare back at Noel, tightening my grip on my knife. She thinks I'm Roa's host? Impossible. What is she even basing that on? The very idea makes me want to hurl.
必死になって可愛いんだから。でもそういうものらしいよ。ロアの転生先になった人間はみんな自分を保ったままある日あっさり変わるんだって。ねえ、そうでしょシエルさん。
Ah, yeah, confirmation.
そもそもあなたは自分をまともだと思っていたの？ナイフ一本で人間を解体できる力は何？
Okay, she's basing this off of the fact that he's abnormal.
常人離れした判断力はいくら吸血鬼だからって人間だったものをあっさり殺してしまえる価値観はまともだと言えるのかしら。
Then what about you, you bitch?
それ
Sparks burst inside my eyeballs. No, I...
いい加減自覚したら？あなたは人殺しを何とも思わない。いえ、殺人だけが得意な非人間なのよ。あなた自身が気がついていないだけで本当はとっくの昔に死んでいる気の狂った殺人鬼なんだって。
Well, that's technically wrong. Super wrong. I haven't killed anyone until this year. That's... I want to protest, to deny it, but can I? Come to think of it, when was the last time I thought of my eyes as something unusual?
違う。くだらない言いがかりはやめてくれ。それ以上はノエル先生でも許せない。
ええ、許せなくていいわよ。私も絶対に許さないし逃がさないから。
Oh, time slows so crawl. Noel swings her right arm down, then out and back, like a pitcher throwing a sidearm. Metal gleams in her upraised hand. Her arms lash forward, launching a blade straight at me. Help me, CL-sensei! I have no problem following the projectile. Noel is far, far slower than CL. But still, I fail to respond because I can't compute why it would be leveled at me, as though I were some sort of vampire. Should I dodge it? Should I knock it aside? My brain is overclocked, yet frozen by indecision. To dodge Noel's knife would be acknowledging that I'm its target. But that can't be right. It doesn't make any sense. I'm no vampire, so it must be meant for someone else. It doesn't require a response. Logical errors compound, keeping me locked in place. Yeah, this is a lose-lose situation because if you block it, she's gonna use it as confirmation, but if you get hit and you just freaking get hurt and probably die. Because she's probably aiming for a lethal strike. It's not like these blades detect vampires, they just kill them and people. The metal tip touches my chest. And to prove my claim of innocence, I offer it my heart. Ding! Ah, yeah.
先輩！
何のつもりシエル！
I escape death by a hair's breadth. Ciel knocks the black keys aside and sends it spinning into the darkness. She plants herself in front of me, squarely opposite Noel. I don't know what Ciel's gonna do. The thing is, I'm not sure if she feels this way too, but is it like, oh, you haven't sinned yet because you're not Roa yet, but maybe I'll kill you once you are Roa? Or is it like I'm not exactly sure what's going on in her head, but I highly doubt Noel notices this, but I wonder if she would have noticed the fact that Shiki did not resist. But I don't know, I think she's just too full of trying to kill vampires that she doesn't care.
下がりなさい、代行者ノエル。彼がロアである確証は取れていません。今はロアの消滅の確認を先にすべきです。
は？何を言ってるの？確証なんて十分すぎるほど取れたでしょ。もうこの町に彼以外のロア候補はいないって。
早計すぎます。それに彼はまだ何の罪も犯していない。無実の者を殺めることは許されません。
Noel's like, I've killed many innocent people, I don't care. The smack of flesh on flesh rings across the chamber. You just smack her? Yeah. Oh no, Noel slapped herself hard across the face. She stares at CL, aghast, a hand pressed against her reddened cheek. Her hand slithers up her face, over, and her fingers begin to writhe, squeezing, squashing, kneading. Oh god, she looks like a child freshly awoken from a nightmare, locked in... Oh, I've never seen that word before. Paroxysms of terror.
ふざけないで。
Noel's shoulders tense. CL watches on, her gaze colored with pity.
無実？無実ですって？何言ってんのあんた！今まで散々疑わしきは増してきたくせに、なんでこいつだけ見逃してやるって言うのよ！
Guilty until proven innocent? Yeah, that is very terrible since you already killed the guilty before they can prove it. Noel hefts her halberd in both hands and charges straight at me. I'm the only thing she cares about. Forgetting about CL, forgetting the entrance she was supposedly supposed to be guarding, she sprints forward to cleave me in two. Oh, she about to get kicked, but the blow never lands. An effortless kick from CL catapults her into the wall. Oh, there she goes like Noel coughs painfully as she steadies herself. Her halberd is gone, snapped in half by CL's kick and sent flying from her hands.
落ち着きなさい代行者ノエル。あなたの行動は明らかな戒律違反です。先ほどの暴挙は見逃しますから、今は。
かばうの？
Yeah. In this moment, their partnership fractures beyond repair. Well, she was gonna be fired anyways. Even from behind, I can see CL trembling. To Noel, who looks her dead in the eyes, it forms the unmistakable declaration of her allegiance.
何それ？何なのよそれ？のぼせ上がるのも大概にしろって言うのよ。
I don't know. Judging from this image, I think you are.
あの代行者シエルがこんなどこにでもいそうなガキ相手に、まさか情とか映してるんじゃないでしょうね。
Hey, I'm special. I'm one of a kind.
私の個人
Actually, there are
的
two
感情
Shiki
とは
Tohnos, but
別の
that's
話
beside
で
the
す。
point.
仮に彼がそうであったとしても、まだ発言していないのなら間に合うかもしれない。ロアに上書きされる前に助ける手段が
ないわよ。転生先に選ばれた時点で終わりって、もう結論が出てるじゃない。吸血鬼に情は無用でしょ。いつだってそうしてきたでしょ。相手が何であれ、ロアともども殺すだけだってあんたはいつも言ってたじゃない。
Noel might be onto something here because CL, from what we've heard about her past, was clearly a vampire killing machine, and I don't know if she would have had sympathy for them, but I feel like Shiki really earned it, so I'm okay with this.
それは
It is a little bit hypocritical, but like people have changed, and we've changed CL. CL goes slack. The accusations have chiseled away her armor, stripping her down to an ordinary teenage girl. But Noel knows exactly what she's doing.
俺と相手は別だってわけ。すっごい愛らしすぎて泣けてくる。ねえ、もしかしてあんたも私もバカじゃないの？いいえ、違うのよね。もしかしなくても初めから私だけがバカだったわけ。
Eyes blazing with hatred, Noel reveals a fistful of black keys. That's like one of them. But her fury is no longer directed at me.
ふざけやがって。あんたの食材は何もかも嘘じゃない。
Whee! 3 black keys pierce the air. CL swats them away with a single hand.
それなら
Noel knows that she's outclassed. 3 black keys she strained to fit her left hand were only a decoy, a distraction from the cremation rite concealed in her right. Her final desperate plan is to hurl it at the slack-jawed bystander watching the fight unfold. Me. Oh, she's already stabbed. But that plan is smothered in its infancy. A black key from CL found its mark in Noel's right shoulder the moment her first volley left her hand. Oh, boom, bitch! A shrill scream pierces through the blinding lights. The black key in Noel's shoulder ignites, sending a wave of electricity surging through her body. Configured to incapacitate rather than kill, it does not scorch Noel's skin, okay, but instead ravages the musculature beneath. Okay, so basically, taser sword. Unable to hold herself upright, Noel glowers at CL from down on her all fours. Fears cloud her rageful expression, the fear of the weak finding themselves at the mercy of the strong. CL steps forward to retrieve her black key. Shink! Fearing a killing blow, Noel scrambles backwards across the floor, like a beetle with its legs plucked, wriggling helplessly on its back. Her trembling lips beg CL to spare her.
立ち去りなさい、シスターノエル。今夜の件はその傷で不問とします。支部に戻り手当てを受けなさい。その右腕はあなたでは癒せない。回復した後は、周りを司祭代行の指示に従うように。
Yeah, she's basically saying we're gonna get rid of you, and and you have to follow Mario, but she knows that if she follows Mario, she's fucked. Like, she went on this vampire killing rampage because she knew that they were already basically gonna fire her, so she tried to salvage as much as she could to make it so that they might rescind that decision, but in the process of doing that, she came here. Noel chokes back a pained moan behind gritted teeth. She plants her left hand against the wall, staggers to her feet, and flees, dragging one paralyzed leg behind her. But not before casting one last tear-filled glare at CL. Ooh. Oh man. I feel so mixed about Noel. Because like, I don't think she's inherently a bad person, but due to the circumstances of the amount of abuse that she's received from the church, the amount of neglect she's received from CL, and just her fear of potentially, I think it started from the fact that she is quote-unquote impure now because she was bitten by Vlove. So like the fear of potentially turning into a dead apostle, it just all compounded into her going mad. And I feel like, I don't want to say realistic, but I could definitely see something like this happening. And it was written in a way that it was, kind of natural, so I do appreciate it. But I feel like she's a victim of many unfortunate circumstances. But it still doesn't really justify some of the things that she's done, like kill people before they've actually done anything wrong, because vampire equals evil, and now trying to prematurely kill Roa, aka Shiki, because technically she's just doing it on hunches in an attempt to gain a higher standing. So I'm really mixed on her. I feel like she is a relatively well-written character, but like I'm sympathetic, but also kind of like a little bit disgusted as well. So it's like, it's a really weird line. It's a very weird gray area. The unexpected intruder now departed. Silence returns to the cavern. Neither of us speaks. I'm still busy processing Miss Noel's accusations, while CL gazes bitterly down at Roa's coffin.
先輩、ノエル先生の言ってたことは。
I can't bring myself to ask whether it's true. Noel might have been unhinged, but still, there was something about me that had her convinced. Roa looks for two very specific qualities in his host. You just haven't realized it yet. And there's no denying that both of them apply to me. Which means that maybe I really am.
それはありえません。まったく。 遠野くんまで本気にしないでください。ノエル先生の言い分はあくまで可能性の話で、現実的とは言えません。
I kind of wonder at what point in the game the authors anticipated you to realize that Shiki was becoming Roa. I realized it when Shiki started having these weird cravings that weren't in the other route. Like he wanted more, what was it, offals, like organs, and he wanted like more food, and he was feeling more hungry. And what really nailed it in the coffin was the fact that he remembered Roa's memories. I feel like at that point it was a little bit natural to figure it out, but I guess this part is for all the people who I guess haven't.
だいたいロアはここで死んでいるんですから、それでいいじゃないですか。
でもロアは遠野家の長男だって。
ええ、それは確かです。だってここで死んでいる遺体がその長男なんですから。
長男ってそのミイラが。
ミイラ、まあミイラですけど。
マミー。
私の調べでは遠野家にはもう一人子供が、養子がいたんですよ。7年前に死亡したと記録にはありますが、その遺体はどこにもなかった。
Oh, are we gonna confront Akiha about this since she knows everything?
おそらく秘密裏に生き延び、ここでロアとして活動していたのでしょう。
じゃあそいつは遠野家の養子だったのか。
間違いなく。そうでなければ死体の数が合いませんから。遠野くんは覚えがありませんか？遠野の家にいた子供のはずなんですが。
Memory loss before age of 10?
いえ、それが。すみません。ちょっと記憶にないです。
I say that right as I remembered someone else.
親父が養子を取っていたこと自体、初耳でした。
そうですか。遠野家も古い家柄ですから、叩けば埃が出るのでしょうけど。
Yeah, the skeleton is me after freaking Psyche whacked me in the head. Or I think he shanked me actually.
そういえば遠野名義でオフィス街の土地売買で不自然なお金の流れがありましたっけ？あれなんかいかにも非合法スレスレな感じでしたが。
ちょっと待ってください。親父はともかく秋葉にやましいところなんかありませんから。養子のことだって秋葉は知らないだろうし。
おやおや、こんな時でも妹さんを立てるとは感心です。家ではさぞ頼りにされているお兄さんと見ました。
あ、いえ、それはその。
Although I don't think that's how Akio would describe a relationship.
そのあたりの事実関係は今後の調査ですね。下級使徒の遺体が出てこないのは気になりますが、思い返してみればデパート地下の件がありました。繰り返しますが、遠野くんがロアのはずがないんです。今日だって普通に学校に来ていたでしょ。ロアは使徒なんですから、太陽の下には出歩けません。
That is true.
あ、
That's a good point.
じゃあノエル先生の考えはただの的外れってこと
でしょうね。まったく早とちりにも程があります。
Dude, imagine how creepy it would be if like something just appeared in the background. Kind of like that one amalgamation that time in the underground area.
遠野くんは遠野くんです。ちょっと特別な目があるだけの危なっかしくて放っておけない男の子ですよ。
As she flashes me her usual smile, I realize how badly I want to hear those words. Aww. He basically said the same thing that he said to her. That's so sweet. You're just yourself. A great unease lifts from my shoulders. Ugh. Just as I finally catch my breath, my anemia returns. Today's barrage of surprises numbed me to my exhaustion, but it seems like I can't ignore it any longer.
あとはこの遺体の処理ですね。焼却処理しますから、遠野くんは離れていてください。
I will bend my dress. I do as Ciel says. Whoosh. As soon as I'm safely back in the sewage passage, Ciel sets Ro's corpse aflame. Ah, so I thought we were gonna pass out and she was gonna carry us home, and then we'd have a Ciel Akiha confrontation. In a way, it's sort of anticlimactic. The vampire who haunted the city for years met his end in the dark corner of the sewers, unbeknownst to any of the people he preyed upon. Of course, Ro is far from truly dead, as his reincarnation makes him effectively immortal. The shadow over Soya, however, has passed. Yeah, get out of here and never come back again! At long last, the vampire murders are at an end. Yeah, sure, Shiki. You go think that. Oh, we've been there for quite a while now. The moon shines bright overhead. Ciel doesn't say a word on our way back to the surface. As I stare at the back of her head, my thoughts adrift to what might come next. Ro is gone. My partnership with Arkwood is over. Ro was the only reason she and Ciel were here. Now that he's out of the picture, Ciel has no reason to remain. I grind my teeth in frustration. I'd made my peace with the fact that we would have to part. Only I never imagined the moment would come so soon. I don't want Ciel to go, but there's nothing I can do to make her stay. I steal a glance at her face. I can't help but wonder, what is it she plans to do next?
Tohno-kun.
Out of nowhere, Ciel stops.
何ですか?
I brace myself for the words I already know are coming, so my voice won't crack when I say goodbye.
いえ、ただの私情なのですが。
He's so prepared, but he's actually really not. Aww.
その、昼間の話の続きをしていいですか?
She must be referring to our conversation about her immortality.
全然いいですけど、その先輩の体がアルクエイドみたいってことですか?
I forgot if I mentioned this earlier. I don't think I did, but I kind of wonder what would have happened if Arkwood found out about Ro reincarnating in Shiki, because on one hand she really loves Shiki, but on the other hand she really fucking hates Ro. And we never got to see that in the other route because Shiki wasn't Roa. But here, if we're slowly turning, what are her feelings towards Shiki gonna be? It's gonna be the definition of a mixed bag. Ciel nods, her gaze fixed firmly forward. A tense silence stretches between us. Finally, Ciel takes a deep breath and breaks it.
もしもの話ですよ。Tohno-kunは違うと言いましたけど、私が本当に吸血鬼だったらどうしますか?
A-okay, I fucking love vampires! Or some of them, but... My mind goes blank for a moment. I don't understand what she's trying to say.
私は彼女と同じなんです。彼女が経験のない吸血鬼であるように、私は自覚のない吸血鬼なのかもしれない。
She sounds more like she's talking about herself than to me. Or to herself. I don't know what to say. I'm not qualified to offer her comfort, nor to argue her point. But what I do know is that she's laying her greatest vulnerability at my feet. So a lie or half-truth won't cut it. I just have to tell her my honest feelings.
いいです、そんなの。だからいいって言ったんです。たとえ吸血鬼でも俺は先輩が好きだよ。
Just make sure you don't kill anyone innocent and suck someone's blood. Ciel jumps like she's had a cold water poured down her back. She wheels around to face me.
そうですか? 吸血鬼に例えたのは別の意図だったのですが、その私を信じられるかどうかといった。
Like Shiki said, I wonder if she's trying to ask herself this, not to see if Shiki trusts her or like loves her enough, but the other way around, whether or not she should still feel the same way about Shiki, who has a very high chance of turning. So for Shiki's answer, he's like, even if you turned into a vampire, I would still love you. Or Ciel, she's trying to figure that out.
事件も解決しましたし、 遠野くんの記憶を消すかどうか決めなくてはいけないので。
そうですよね。そういう話ですよね。
Let's see, we are currently on day 10. How many freaking memories would you have to erase? Vampire stuff started on day 4, so that would literally be a week of memories. I'd get severe brain damage.
もちろん信じます。っていうか、先輩の秘密はちゃんと守ります。
Ciel's cheek flushed red, but I feel my own face burning even brighter. How am I so bad at reading between the lines?
とにかく、俺にとってシエル先輩は何があってもシエル先輩ってことです。それより、早く帰りましょう。ここ寒いですか？
What? Oh. In trying to change the subject, I end up blundering the first head into the very first topic I've been trying to avoid. Separation? We should head home. What does home mean to Ciel now? My brain freezes. I stare at the ground, terrified to look Ciel in the eye.
遠野くん。
Her voice rings clear through the frigid air. Its colorless tone tells me that there's no avoiding what's coming next.
何？
I keep my eyes firmly lowered.
私が何のためにこの町に来たか知っていますよね。
もちろん。ロアを退治するためです。
ええ。けど、その理由までは話していませんでした。本当は今夜、二人で町に出た時にお話ししようと思ってたんですけど、なんか、あっけなく終わっちゃいましたね。
Yeah, she was in the sewers for an awfully long amount of time in the other routes.
そうですね。拍子抜けするぐらい、あっけなく終わりました。
Then again, this moment was always coming. Fate conspired to bring about it sooner than expected, but it was only ever a matter of time.
けど、先輩がロアを追っていたのは、教会の仕事だったからでしょう。理由なんて、他にあるんですか？
ええ。私の所属しているチームは、なんていうか、あんまり仕事がないんです。あっても年に数回、ちょっと呼び出される程度で。
Wait, is the team you're assigned to only called up every few times a year, or you called up every few times a year? Because not everyone on the team has to join the mission, right? Since you only have 2 people on this mission. So technically you might not even be called in an entire year, right?
ですから今回の件は、私の独断なんです。私は教会の指示ではなく、自分の意思でこの町にやってきました。
To pursue Ro was her own personal goal.
先輩の意思？
はい。私は自分の事情だけで行動していました。私は人間として死にたいから、ずっとロアを追っていたんです。私の体がこんなになってしまったのは、彼に原因がありましたから。
Well, if you want, I can kill you. I don't want to. She wants to die. She? Wait, wants to die?
それだけのために、私はこうして生きながらえてきました。代行者になってから6年間。長かったのか短かったのか、よくはわかりませんけど。
The colorless voice falls silent. A slender hand comes into view. She's gonna hold Shiki in the face.
顔を上げてください。最後は笑顔で。と言ったのは遠野くんの方ですよ。
This alley has got me, it's not really an alley even. This street has got me like a little bit scared because I feel like something could just pop up behind us. Ciel weaves her fingers through mine. Her face lights up with the same brilliant smile that's given me courage time and time again.
遠野くんには感謝しています。私の仕事はこれでおしまいです。あとは残った自分の責任を果たさなくちゃいけません。
先輩、やっぱり。
You're really leaving?
記憶を消そうと思ったけど、やめます。遠野くんには嫌われたくありませんから。
Gotta go kill the next Roa.
今までありがとうございました。私、こんなに嬉しかったの久しぶりです。ですから、最後に握手しましょう。
So that's why she took my hand. I finally answer her grip, squeezing it back tightly. With so many emotions swirling through my chest, I can't do anything else in the moment. The only thing I can give back to her is a simple gesture.
それではお別れです。ですね。私がいなくなっても、乾くんと仲良くしてくださいね。私、遠野くんと乾くんみたいな学生になりたかった。あとですね。あんまりメガネを外しちゃダメですよ。得意なものは得意なものを引き寄せるんです。今回は解決しましたけど、次はどうなるかわからないんですから。
はい。それは知ってます。昔、厳しく教えてくれた人がいましたから。そもそもですね、俺がメガネを外したのはここ最近の話ですよ。
Someone beat me that into me. She kicked me.
そうですか。それを聞いて安心しました。
I wonder if the church has heard of Alko. I think they've got to. Hell, Alko still has like a saga of her own. She had her own interactions with their version of the church. Ciel's finger is withdrawn from mine. Our handshake undone. We both take a few steps back. She already feels so far beyond my reach.
先輩、また会えますか?
The question swells within me until I can't hold it back any longer.
もちろん、縁があればきっと。だって私も遠野くんもまだ生きているんですから。
Yeah, maybe she's right. As long as we're alive, there'll always be hope. The fact that we even met at all is proof of that.
もうちょっとだけお話がしたかったけど、キリがないからここまでにします。遠野くんにはこんなのばっかりですね。
With an embarrassed smile, Ciel turns her back to me.
それじゃあさようなら。帰り道、迷わないように気をつけて。
Aww. I can't say anything back. I can't stop her from walking away. Just like that, the girl I've been chasing after vanishes into the night. The emptiness in my chest is the only proof that she was even real.
そっか。今になってようやくわかった。
But my heart is at peace. I feel none of the depression or self-loathing that plagued me yesterday. Part of me knew from the start that Ciel and I could never be together. That we live in different worlds, different times. Although all lives diverge sooner or later, it just wasn't the thought of parting itself that hurt so much, but doing so without a proper farewell. But this time, it's not like that. This time, we said goodbye with a smile. So now, I can let her go with no regrets. Or so I have to believe.
戻ろ
Aww.
う。いつまでもここにはいられない。
I silence my wayward thoughts and set off. So his long night has come to a close. Now, it's time to leave these memories behind me and return to my normal life. I know there's more, but I feel like if the game ended here, it would not be a terrible spot. I mean, it would be kind of bad because there's still things that we don't understand, but that could be saved for like other routes or whatever. But yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad there's more. But like that definitely seemed like a spot where it's like, yep, to be continued, or kind of like in Arcwiz's route where it's like, yep, they say goodbye because they can't be together. I arrived safely back at the mansion. It's already after 9 p.m., over an hour past curfew.
お帰りなさいませ、四季さん。
I'm not used to Kohaku greeting me. It's usually Hisui, but maybe in the evening it's like a little bit different.
お疲れでなければ何よりです。今日は幾分遅いお帰りになりましたが、お体の具合はいかがですか?
Kohaku greets me in the lobby. She must have been waiting here for a while now, watching the front gate for my return.
ただいま、琥珀さん。それとごめん。ちょっと潮で遅くなっただけで、具合を悪くしたとかじゃないんです。
いえ、無事に帰ってきていただけたのならいいんです。ご夕飯でしたらすぐにご用意いたしますので、
今の方でお待ちいただければ。
今には秋葉はいる。
I'm used to breaking curfew at this point, but I'm not sure if I can face Akiha while Miss Noel's words still weigh on my mind.
いえいえ、秋葉様でしたらお部屋の方に戻られていますので、どうかご安心くださいな。お
Oh,
小言は明日の朝にまで持ち越しということで。
look at this smug ass face.
いや、そういうわけじゃないんだけど。あのさ、琥珀さん。この家に俺と秋葉以外の兄弟がいたって話聞いたことがある。
四季さんと秋葉様以外の
What
ご
are
子
you
息様
talking
ですか？
about?
そういった話はないと思いますよ。
いや、ただ俺に兄貴がいたかもしれないって、そんな話を聞いてさ。
四季さんと秋葉様は二人きりの兄弟ですよ。幼い頃からお屋敷で働いている私が言うんですから、間違いはありません。
Yeah, sure. Kohaku beams with pride. I guess she would know, especially if she's been working here since.
琥珀さん、昔からここで働いてたんですか？
はい、見習いとしてですが、翡翠ちゃんと一緒に簡単なお手伝いをさせていただいておりました。何分昔のお話ですから、四季さんが覚えていらっしゃらないのは当然だと思います。
Sounds kind of miserable, to be honest.
いや、でも会っているなら少しは覚えているべきですけど。
But I just don't remember a lot of my childhood. I can't believe I'd forget something like that. I'm pretty sure she knows, but like Akiha was also lying about having another sibling, so it's probably something that she's purposely kept under wraps.
それは仕方のないことです。昔の遠野邸はご来賓の方も多かったですし、何より子供の頃の話ですから。今ですらこんな大きなお屋敷なんですよ。子供の視点では果てのない迷路のように思えたものです。この本館だけでも覚えきれなかったのに、今はもう取り壊されたテニスコート横の迎
There's a
賓館
tennis
や
court?
植物園、
Damn.
離れのお屋敷もありました。ご親戚の方々も滞在していましたし、あの頃誰がどこにいたのかを把握していたのは、それこそご当主であらせられた牧久様だけかと存じます。
そうですね。言われてみれば確かに。
I do remember being warned at great length that for my own safety, I was never to enter the second floor or the guest house unsupervised. In a mansion this large, two people could conceivably live out their entire childhood without ever seeing each other.
そうですとも。秋葉様がお忙しい
We have
の
a
で、今は
stable?
お暇を出されていますが、乗馬用の馬屋もあったんですから。あの頃のお庭は毎日がお祭りのようで、大変楽しゅうございました。
Okay. With a wistful smile, Kohaku departs for the kitchen.
俺より年上で何年も前に死んだ養子か。
He's considering it now, yeah. Nah, Kohaku's right. There's no point in dwelling on this. Perhaps there really was someone in this mansion who Roa chose as his host. Someone who really was transformed into a vampire and fled the mansion to live on the city's underbelly. But tracking them down won't change the past.
秋葉が知らないなら無理に伝える必要はないよな。
With that, I head to the parlor. I'm not particularly hungry, but I shouldn't skip meals. I need all the energy I can get right now. Okay, I guess. Akiha doesn't usually sign out this quickly, though. Interesting. After finishing dinner and taking a bath, I collapse into bed. I draw the covers over myself and stare vacantly at the ceiling. Where once I felt a sense of foreboding at the prospect of sleep, I now feel only release. Or perhaps that's just another word for emptiness. Sad. It's over. All I have to show for my adventures are memories and scars. Tomorrow I'll go back to being an ordinary high school student. I've done enough fighting, enough killing. It's time to forget. I'll forget everything, and when I wake up tomorrow... I shake away the memory encroaching on my mind. Ciel is long gone. Not that I could have asked her to stay on my own selfish account. I always knew CL and I lived in different worlds. That's why I accepted that our parting was for the best. I want to show her that I understood, for fear that she might resent me otherwise. But now I'm living with the consequences. That bluster about saying goodbye with a smile was no more than a mask for my feelings. He's sad. Sad. I couldn't forget our time together if I tried. If I had known that it would hurt so much, maybe I shouldn't have asked her to erase maybe I should have asked her to erase my memories after. Oh god, he's gonna do the bzzz.
バカか。
Oh, never mind. I quashed the thought before I can finish it. It's too late for this. I need to go to sleep. Acceptance will set in by tomorrow. I'm sure. That's how it always goes. The darkness of sleep will wash away my worries, and when I resurface, if I resurface, I'll greet the morning anew. Clinging to that hope, I surrender my body and my mind to my exhaustion. Ah, are we gonna get a Roa part now? I'm assuming that we do, because we always do. I feel like Shiki has someone take control of his body and and they wake up. Oh, they're leaving the mansion. Shit. To the city. Oh, fuck. So that's definitely still Shiki in some capacity. Is that going to be the end of the day? Okay, I think that is Noel after she got beaten up by CL. You know, I think I'm gonna stop here for today. I know that we're near the end of the day, but I've already been recording for quite a long time. I do want to discuss what just happened. So just now, I'm pretty sure like Shiki has memories of Roa, but whenever he gets up after going to sleep, I'm pretty sure that's just Roa slowly taking control of his body. And just now, I mean, with the slash, that basically confirms it's Shiki's body, but with the blood drinking, it's also basically confirming that that part is Roa. So, I think, Jesus, I think Roa's taking over today. So, Noel jumped the gun just a little bit too early. If she waited like half a day, she'd have all rights to, kill Shiki. But Shiki's now taking another life that he probably doesn't even remember, which is very, very unfortunate. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end here for today. I guess next time we'll see what happens to, Noel, because clearly, something's happening to her. Oh, okay. Well, we'll continue with whatever she's doing next time. Until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!